Hey guys, it's your socially awkward seller, Sarah here. Apparently, I don't know my own name, just stumbled over it. But anyway, I thought I'd bring you guys a sales results video. This is since the 2nd. So today's the 6th, I think. So 4 or 5 days worth of sales. I'm down a little bit over the last week. I'm down about 18% over last month. But it is what it is. You just keep listing, you run sales, you run promotions, you do whatever you can to get the sale. And so I'm going to go through these. I think there's about a dozen items or so. Then I thought we could talk about our goals for 18 and what your goals might be. I'm going to talk about a few goals that I have and, how I have tried to make those goals actionable and measurable, because that seems to be the struggle when people make goals. So let's just jump into this. This is one of those Monster High dolls that I got in that shopping bag at the Goodwill outlet in Cincinnati. And I probably paid $5 or $6, I would guess, for that bag of dolls. And I've sold quite a few of them. This one sold for $14.67 with free shipping. I actually think this might have sold for, yes, $12 with free shipping. But again, I think I have about 25 cents in each of these dolls. And they are selling consistently. This is a part that I sold. This is actually still an active listing, so this price is not correct. I sold this faceplate piece for the Popeel automatic pasta maker. I've had this for a long time, but finally this piece sold, and I do have other pieces for it, and hopefully they'll sell. But this sold for $20.49 with free ship. So this is a Schoenhut red toy piano, and it does make music. And I got a message. It was on sale for about 30% off. And I got a message from someone saying, listen, we were going to do this production. We need this as a prop for the production. My budget is $45. Would you take $30 for it? And then with shipping, it'd be about $45. And, I thought about it. I've had this for a while. This is a bulky item. It's a heavy item. I decided to let it go for $30. I think I paid $7 for it. And, I got this shipped out on Monday. I don't even know what today is. Maybe Tuesday is when this shipped. But I was kind of glad to get rid of this, honestly. Here's a pair of BCBG Western Mules that I've had for a while. I paid $3.99 for these. They did sell on sale for $24.25 plus $7.20 shipping, and I shipped these in a padded flat rate. They were not very bulky and really, really easy to ship. They're a medium size, so these fit really well. Little bubble wrap around them, and then padded flat rate. I don't know why, but I have this love affair with all things Toy Story, particularly Buzz Lightyear, and I cannot pass one of these up. If it works at all, if it doesn't, if the wings aren't broken, if I have to buy these. And I think I paid $2 for this guy. I'm pretty sure, but let's keep me honest. Oh, I didn't write it down. And if you guys know what I'm looking for, I actually put the price in the custom SKU, and most of the time, and it lets me know what I pay for things. But apparently I didn't with him. But I don't think I paid too much for him. Listed him. He sold for $16.83, and yes, they did pay I think $17. It was about $14 for me to ship this, and it went to California. But I just love Buzz Lightyear. This one talked, the wings worked, and he did what he was supposed to do. So just a fun toy. I enjoy buying these. Of course, they're not selling as fast or for as much as they used to, but I still can't pass them up. If you follow my Instagram or you're a part of my Facebook group, you may have seen a post where I posted this earlier in the week. And this is a battery door from a Casio PT1 keyboard, a little compact keyboard, probably about 14 inches long. And this was from the 80s. And it was a cute keyboard, but Chris and I bought this when we were at the outlet. And she couldn't get it to work. She had batteries with her because, Chris is that organized. Me, not so much. If I get my hair and my teeth brushed before I get out of the house, we're in good shape. But so, of course, she had batteries with her, and we couldn't get it to work. Well, what we didn't know was there was a corroded battery stuck way down in the keyboard. I did get that out, but I could not get the keyboard to work, so I decided I'll take a shot. And I'll try and sell this battery door. It sold within about 10 minutes of me listing it for $12.99 plus free shipping. I mean, honestly, I don't know how long it would have taken really for the keyboard to sell. They do sell, but there's just a lot of them listed. So I actually made about half the profit just selling this one item. And I probably could have parted it out more had I wanted to go into that, but not knowing if the keyboard actually worked, I didn't want to take the risk in doing that. But as my good friend Faye pointed out, I probably should have parted out those keys, and I may consider doing something like that in the future. But, I wanted to point this out, not because I think I'm so fantastic. I don't, but I want you to keep this in mind when you buy that item that may not be sellable as intended. See what you can part off of it, and see there was no market analytics. There was no research that I could do that would tell me that whether this would sell or not, because I didn't see any of them listed or sold. I just took a risk. It was 2 pictures. It was, one listing, super simple, very easy to ship. So I just want to point that out. If you buy something and it's not what you had thought it would be, then see what you can do with it. Make that silk purse out of the sow's ear, so to speak. This is a part from a Senseo coffee maker. I parted this out and have sold this is the 3rd item off of it. I paid $3 for the coffee maker. These still part out well. The market does have a lot of sellers are doing this, but I think there's still money to be made. This sold for $13.38. I think the day after I listed it, and you can see that the gasket is not even in that great of shape. It's stained, but it's still sold. So I think there's still money to be made here. So this is Miss Piggy. And I purchased her some time back. And let's see if I wrote down. If I captured. Well, nope, I didn't write it down. What I paid for her. But it wasn't very much. She was new with tags. And I priced her at $29.20. I don't normally come up with these weird numbers, but a lot of times I will bulk edit my prices and add a few percent or subtract a few percent to all my prices, so we end up with these weird numbers sometimes. But she ended up going for $29.20, and the guy paid like an extra $40 because she was being shipped overseas. So great sale here. She was really long tail. I'm not going to lie, she didn't fly off the shelf, but she did sell. Here is a work bowl for a Black & Decker food processor model FP25. And this is one that I had been trying to research. And I couldn't figure out what this was because I thought it was an Oster brand. And if you're part of the Facebook group, you'll see that Joshua Cable has uploaded some videos where he parts out a lot of things too. And he talks about some of the things that he bought to part out. And this was one of the things that he bought to part out. And actually, he knew what model it was, so I was able to list mine, and it sold very quickly, within a day or two, I think, of listing it. I got $16.49 for that, and $3.80 shipping. So thank you, Joshua, for doing that. This is a sealed puzzle that I had actually sent to Amazon a long time ago. I had all my stuff called back last year, about mid last year, and maybe in the fall. And I've listed all that stuff on eBay. It is not selling very fast. I was surprised that this sold, but it sold for $18.97 and plus shipping. And I think I probably paid $1 or $2 for this puzzle originally, but I have much more in that since I paid to ship it to Amazon and back from Amazon. But still, I made money here. This is a 1980 Fortune 500 board game by the Pressman Company. It is complete. And I think if you're going to sell board games, you should do what you can to make them look good again. We actually bagged all of this, and even these pieces ended up getting bagged up so that it looked nice when they got it. And they had little bags to keep their parts in when they're not playing this game. If you're wondering where you can pick up those bags, those I bought off eBay, I'm pretty sure. But you can buy bags at like Michael's, and they're in the jewelry section, the jewelry making section. And they're really cheap. I think I paid $3 for 100 that were about that size, and about $4 for 100 that were a little bit bigger. So, if you sell board games, or if you sell things with small parts, I recommend that you buy these little bags just to make it easier for yourself, for your customer. So that's all of the stuff that I sold. So let me change this camera situation here, and I will be happy to talk to you about my goals for 2018. Okay, kids, we're back. And I wrote down some goals for 2018, and some of them were not really measurable, but I think it's important that you do set goals that are measurable and that are timely. Like you set a time frame around, and you try to make them specific. And I do have one that's not very specific, but it is something that I need to work on. So I wanted to write it down because I wanted to be cognizant of it. I wanted to be thinking about it. And I'm not even sure it's something that I can change or attain, but I just want to always, have that, be thinking about that. So anyway, so one of the goals that I have for 2018 is to get $50,000 worth of inventory in my store. And currently I'm right around 18. So you're looking at, 75% more? No, 150% more. I can't do math. I don't do maths. Okay. But that's about 150% more. So that's a great deal. But that doesn't necessarily mean I have to double my inventory or 2.5 times my inventory. That's not what it means. It means that maybe I need to pick things that have a higher resale value to get to that goal. And it may not be attainable. I'm not sure that it is, but I certainly wanted to set that out there as a mark for me to work toward and to actually be actively trying to reach. So I think my average price in my store right now is probably around $18. And that is because I have a lot of parts, a lot of like kitchen electronic parts and things like that, which I love selling. They typically are easy to list, easy to ship. Most of them go first class, and there's a market for them. So, I'm not looking to change that, but I think I do need to improve the mix that I have of things that are higher dollar. That being said, I want to reduce the long shot long tail items. And what I mean by that is I think it's fine to have things in your store that are long tail, because some things just are, and they're profitable. So you know that they'll sell within 6 months or a year, or maybe even a little longer, but you know that they'll sell. The things that I'm talking about are the long shots, the things that I pick up that I'm like, I'm not even sure if there's a market for this or not, and it's going to be a long tail item. I want to kind of reduce those. I've got quite a few in my store, and a method that I just implemented today, I've worked on it up until now, but I started the sale today, and I cannot take credit for this idea at all. This was Chris's idea. She made a category in her store that was basically like a bargain bin or a discount, category or whatever. And she put those items that she wanted to blow out in that category. And that's what I have done. I've created a discount category, and I've put all of the items that are just lingering, that I don't expect to sell at their current price, or even on sale on 20% off or 25% off. I have put all of those in that category, and I'm running those at 50%, and I'm going to keep that going for a while so that I can just get rid of those items. Now, that being said, a lot of them are first class items, and I have added shipping because I don't want to be running a sale where I end up selling something for $3 and then I have to have free shipping on top of that. So I did add shipping back to all of them, but I am running them right now at 50% off. Now, after the weekend, it may go up. I may run them at a higher cost, but who knows? So that is one of the things that I'm really looking at. I was kind of surprised that almost a third of my inventory, probably 30%, not a full third, but probably about 30% of my inventory ended up being things I wanted to throw in that discount bin. That was a very telling moment that I've got some stuff that I shouldn't have in my store. So we're going to try and get rid of those items, and in the future, not take quite as many risks. Now, I still believe that you can buy things and sell things that don't necessarily have a history. I don't mean those things, but I think that you need to be really thoughtful and cautious when you're buying those kinds of things, as to what are you investing and how much time are you willing to give it before it ends up going in your discount bin. So that's another thing that I want to work on. A couple of other areas that I want to improve this year are technical skills. I want to improve my eBay technical skills. And what I mean by that, and I'm not exactly sure where I will focus first, but I want to make sure I know how to do everything in eBay. Like add shipping discounts to my store. Like this year is the first year I really got good at sales and promotions, because I just started doing it. So I want to get really good at technical skills. I understand how to do all of these technical things in eBay, and what for example, setting up automatic returns for certain items, or whatever it is. I want to make sure that my skills are up to par, because there's no reason why they shouldn't be. There is information out there that I can comb over, and so to make that measurable, because that's the thing, you got to make it measurable, and you got to make it timely. So you have to set a time limit, and you have to know when you're meeting the goal. So what I did was that my goal there is to learn 1 or 2, just depends, new skills per month until it's kind of exhausted. And it probably won't take that long to exhaust the eBay technical skills, but I can work on other things. I can work on really improving my SEO keywords or whatever. But I'm going to learn 1 or 2 new skills per month, and I'm going to keep journal entries about those skills. So I need to write them down because I have no memory. And I'll just write some notes, maybe take some screenshots or something, and kind of keep a journal of how to do those things. So I think that's really important, and I'm going to have to schedule that in, probably like a calendar, a calendar entry so that like once a week when I get prompted to do my duplicate listing search, and I check for those, I'll just look at a new skill. So anyway, so that's kind of one of the things that I wanted to do. Another one is keeping monthly sales results, because eBay only keeps 30 or 90 days for you at a time. It keeps a rolling 90 days. And some other folks that I know have methods that they use to keep up with a monthly sales like snapshot. Some folks will do a whiteboard and snap a picture once a month, like at the end of the month. And I have a friend that does actual, a ledger entries for each month of what she spent, what her expenses were, what her income was, what her net profit. She does all of that. I don't have the brain to do that, but I may find a simpler method. Maybe it's taking a screenshot of, because that's in eBay. If you look, you can find that snapshot that shows this is what you made in the last 30 days. And these were your shipping expenses and your eBay fees. And it does not account for your cost of goods sold, but that is easily factored in if you've got all of that other information. So that's another thing that I want to do, is keep a monthly sales result so that I can understand. Sorry, I kicked the stand. So that I can understand if, where I am, because we always want to try to be getting better. We want to know when sales are kind of flat to see if there's something that we can do to improve those. And maybe there's not, but maybe there is. So another goal, and it's not really eBay related, but it sort of is. To me it is, because for me, eBay and YouTube are kind of hand in hand, because I have this interface with you guys to talk about eBay. So one of the things that I want to do are learn better ways to use YouTube. And that could just be learning some better editing, improving the background, what have you. Because I don't use all the cards and the pop-ups and all that stuff in my videos. And I could do that and also make some playlists for you guys. So I will be working to improve my YouTube skills. The first thing I think I will do is look at some better editing software, and also just to learn how to use the tools that eBay or YouTube makes available. So that's just another personal goal. I do want to make videos regularly 2 to 3 times a week. I'm just not that scheduled of a person. So it's very difficult for me to say Monday, Wednesday, and Friday I'm going to post videos and they're going to have this content. I don't know. I fly by the seat of my pants. You should see the seat of my pants. Anyway, another thing that I want to do this year, and I've got this deadline by February, is to clean up I've got these 2 shelves in here, and there's some stuff on there that has been lingering for 60 days. And that's not like me to let things just kind of sit like this. So I do want to have these 2 shelves cleaned up of the things that are lingering by the end of February. And I think that that's a very attainable goal. I just really need to sit down and focus and do it. And then the other thing that I've got that's not really measurable is go with your gut and not your heart when you're making purchases. Because how many times have you guys seen me in a video say, I just bought this because it was pretty and I don't know if I can sell it, and that's not what I'm in business to do. And I do want to enjoy what I do, and I do want to treat myself occasionally, but what I don't want to do is be cluttering up my space, my mind, and using up dollars that I could use to buy something profitable to buy those things that are just pretty. Case in point, those cups, those Bulgarian pottery clay cups that I bought 16 of, and they weren't expensive. I mean, they were 15 cents a piece. They were, not expensive, but I haven't touched them. They're still in the bag, still in the paper, because I don't know if there's a market for them. So I'm going to try and get those listed today. and get those put into my inventory and move on. I have got to stop buying things just because they're pretty. There needs to be more incentive than that. So those are some of the goals that I'm working toward this year. I did not set myself a listing goal. I failed miserably for my listing goal for last year. I was hoping to have initially well, my thing up there says 1,000 listings by the end of the month, but then I was hoping for 800 by the end of the year, rather. And I still am right around 640. And I expect that number to go down drastically as I sell off these odds and ends that honestly shouldn't be in my store to begin with. So, you know, I'd like to be at 1,000 by the end of the year. And I think if I am working toward that, that gross inventory number, that $50,000 worth of inventory, that number should go up. But I'm not going to set that number yet. I'm going to work on some other things first because I may end up getting down to, who knows, 500 listings and have to work my way back up. And it is so hard to maintain your inventory and also be adding. It's really difficult. So those are some of the things that I have. I do have one dream this year. Well, probably have a lot of them because I'm kind of a dreamer. But one thing that I'd like to share with you guys that is I would love to make it a goal. I don't think it's very realistic, but I would love to just share this with you. My dream is to meet one of my subscribers this year that, you know, I've had some interaction and conversations with that I you know, have not met in person. Last year I met Chris, and I mean, that was the first time I had done anything like that. Chris was a subscriber. Chris has now become a very, very dear friend of mine. And she lives in the area, which I've talked about her before in this video even. But, you know, she's like family to me now. But I would love to meet you know, one of the subscribers that is kind of near and dear to me. So, you know, it could be going to Florida and meeting Nancy, or it could be going to Colorado and meeting Linda, or it could be going to Arizona and meeting Sam, or it could be going to Alabama and meeting Faye, or it could be going to Great Britain and meeting Kath Palmer. I don't know, but I would just love it. And I cannot tell you how much all of you have enriched my life. Some of you in more in bigger ways than others, but all of you have touched me. And stop touching me. And I can't tell you how valuable that is to me. So that is my dream. That being said, my husband is a very rational, logical person, and he usually will pull me back off the ledge when I'm starting to make decisions that he thinks are a little risky. So I don't know that that's a doable goal this year, but it certainly is a dream of mine. So anyway, I want to know what your goals are. What are you trying to achieve this year? What are you trying to push for? What can I do to help? How can I facilitate that? Tell me here in the comments below. I love to hear that stuff from you guys. If not here, go over to the Facebook group, write a whole post telling me all of the goals that you have for this year and what you're going to do to try to reach those, because I would love to see that. You may inspire me to add things to my list. You may have come up with things I hadn't even thought about, because I promise you, I learn more from you guys than you do from me. So, anyway, I just want to see that from you guys, and I wanted to thank you for a wonderful 2017. 2017 sucked for me in a lot of ways, but as far as reselling and YouTube, you guys made it amazing. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to spending the next year talking to you guys, meeting you guys, interacting with you guys. Thank you. And until then, Just remember that the dream works when you do. So keep dreaming and keep working, and I'll see you the next time.